On June 5th, we hosted Empowered Girl Talk, a conversation focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion. While the event was already scheduled, we pivoted the purpose of this meeting after the death of George Floyd to create a space to openly and vulnerably talk about systemic racism. I was asked to open the meeting with a few words, and I'd like to share those words with you right now. Hello, and thank you for joining our first Empowered Girl Talk. I'm Sarah Grace, president of Impact 100. Impact 100 is an all-women's collective giving organization, and our mission is to empower women to dramatically improve lives by collectively funding significant grants that make a lasting impact in our community. As we were making the choice to pivot this conversation to a more direct and robust conversation on structural racism, I was asked to say a few words. While Grace is my middle name, I often come up short in this aspect of public speaking, so I went in search of someone wiser and much more eloquent than myself to find the words to say to you tonight. And I found them in Glennon Doyle's new memoir, Untamed. 8 years ago, Glennon started her own collective giving nonprofit, Together Rising. I would like to read to you now an excerpt on her growth through this work. We've learned firsthand that folks are generally doing the best they can, yet so many still can't put food on the table or get medical care for their sick mothers, or keep the heat on, or secure a safe space to raise their children. Every night, we'd go to bed wondering, why? Why are all these people who are trying so hard still hurting so badly? And then one day, I read this. There comes a point where we need to stop just pulling people out of the river. We need to go upstream and find out why they're falling in. And that's a quote from Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Every philanthropist, if she's paying attention, eventually becomes an activist. If we do not, we risk saving the system's victims while the system collects profits. In order to avoid being complicit with those upstream, we must become the people of AndBoth. We must commit to pulling our brothers and sisters out of the river and also commit to going upstream to identify, confront, and hold accountable those who are pushing them in. If we are to create a truer, more beautiful world, we must be people of AndBoth. Let's keep pulling folks out of the river forever. And every single day, let's look upstream and give living hell to the ones pushing them in. As I sit here with you tonight, I believe this is our AndBoth moment. This is our communal awakening to who and what may be upstream. Impact 100 was founded on the principles of equality and transformation. Tonight, we are taking one of our first steps to go deeper and further than ever before to deliver on these founding principles. Being part of this group has made me a firm believer in the need to be proximate to issues of injustice, as we cannot impact that which we do not know. And I have to give a big shout out to our past president, Claire Meyer, for those eloquent words. To fully embrace this moment we have of AndBoth, we have to get closer. We must get closer. And while 2020 has shaped up to be a year of physical distance in the world, for Impact 100, it has been a year of getting closer. We're getting closer than ever before to our work. And our team has done a brilliant job of creating moments of proximity for our members as well as the community in general. And I want to urge you to take part in one or all of these moments of proximity that we have coming up. The first, and maybe the easiest, is our Live with Impact 100 events every Thursday at noon, at lunch. You can sign up via Zoom or log on to Facebook and see it streaming live. We have a conversation with one of our former nonprofit grant recipients, and we talk to them about their transformational project, their transformational work, and what is going on with them right now as the world has transformed in front of us due to the pandemic. This is the most intimate we've ever been with our grant recipients as a membership. There are site visit coordinators and focus area committees that have potentially been close to a few of these grant recipients, but this is truly the closest we've ever been as a membership to our grant recipients. And I urge you to come and join us for these conversations. They are very powerful. The second opportunity is our Step Up series, which is just an active version and a socially distant in-person version of our Live with Impact 100. A great team of members have come together to look up historically significant steps, get us active, and we won't only learn about history of Cincinnati and the region, but also about the history and work of one of our nonprofit partners. We've had, I believe, 2 so far, and they have been wildly successful, so please consider joining us. And lastly, going back to the Empower Girl Talk conversation, we are launching again this year our 2020 Equity Champion cohorts. And these are simple, easy, virtual ways to come together and participate in conversations around diversity, equity, inclusion. You can watch a movie, watch a documentary, read a book. There are lots of options, but please come, be vulnerable, and talk. We really encourage you to do that. So thank you so much for being here with us and being proximate with us. Stay well. Thank you.